What's good, big guys?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Starting it off right.
Yeah, it's been last week building up to the Super Bowl. Great week. A lot of anticipation. And then, coming into this week post Super Bowl, lost a lot of money, on the Chiefs. It was a pretty skimped week, but it's Friday now. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm ready to go.
I tried saving you, big guy. I told you Tom Brady, you never bet against him. And what do? You go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I really believed in the Chiefs. I knew the injuries to the offensive line. I saw what happened with Rodgers and that Bucs defense, how they were able to stop them. But I just believed in Mahomes. I thought, just being a Raiders fan and watching him the past 3 years, and, there was just, I didn't think anyone could stop him. I thought it was going to be a Chiefs blowout, and I was completely wrong.
When you bet against Brady, you're also betting against the referees. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, there were some seriously bad calls in that first half. Kind of set the tone. Now, obviously, the Bucs, blew them out. And at the end of the day, this, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But those first half penalties, if the Chiefs mounted a comeback in the second half, we would have looked back at those penalties and been like, what the hell was this? Because there are 2 touchdowns in the first half, their last 2 for the Bucs. They were, I think they were going to kick field goals on both of them, and then they got bailed out by the refs. They threw an interception on one, and then kicked a field goal, and then got a touchdown because of the refs.
Unbelievable.
It was concerning. It was a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to say that, Chiefs Bucs once again in next year's Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, it's hard not to see that with everyone saying they're going to keep the Bucs together, and then you got people who want to come join Brady now, because J.J. Watt, who just got informally released today, they're going to part ways. The number 2 expected destination is Tampa, because it's almost like the NBA getting these super teams, everyone's just going to Brady. And you see it with Mahomes too. Good players go to play with the Chiefs for less, Le'Veon Bell and stuff. So I can definitely see it them running it back.
Yeah. Well, anyways, now that the Super Bowl is over, we've reached a time in sports where it's kind of dying down, but we have to switch our focus to the NBA.
Yeah, typically this is when NBA really starts ramping up because you got the All-Star game, All-Star weekend, usually a couple weekends after the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Super Bowl. So, I mean, this is when the NBA really picks up. Obviously the
gassy from that.
Yeah, we haven't been trying to talk throughout it, so I haven't got a solid burp out yet. We're good now, though. But we got March Madness coming up. We got.
Is it actually coming up? I have no idea.
Well, yeah, I haven't really been paying much attention to college basketball other than a few Gator games here and there. Gators we're sliding. But we got March Madness coming up. It's going to be a good one this year because there's not a lot of the big name schools. Kentucky, Duke, not really good this year. Maybe won't make. Kentucky's definitely not making the tournament. Duke, probably not.
Wow.
Yeah, so
shifting going on.
It's really any open season out here in college basketball. So March Madness is going to be mad again, and then NBA it's even more March Madness because we got the NBA All-Star game.
That LeBron James doesn't want to play in for some weird reason.
Yeah, I mean I get it because COVID, and
no, he's complaining about his rest and that he's old and that he needs time off and it's a short season. But in reality, you're getting paid all these millions to entertain the people.
The people are they even going to be there?
I mean, I'll be there in front of my TV waiting for it.
Yeah,
but most of America.
A lot of it is fans going there and that meeting the fans, doing a lot of media stuff, interact with fans, and then you got then multiple nights to go and watch All Stars play for fans as well. So I mean, I don't really get the point of it either. I mean, I'm always down to watch an All-Star game, but yeah, I kind of feel it's kind of stupid to just have it all. If you're trying to cause if there's a massive COVID outbreak for a team, and that guy shows up to the All-Star game, and then you test him positive for COVID only after he's interacted with everyone, then you have a league-wide outbreak, which is skipped.
Casey, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins, but I'm gonna address this like the numbers on a house. Listen, the NBA All-Star Game is also an award for the players. If you make an All-Star team, then that's a big deal for your whole career. It's added to your legacy. It puts you into the case of being in the Hall of Fame. So it just wouldn't be fair for those players, and especially those young guys like a John Collins who might have a chance to make it depending on the voting and making it consecutive years. So if you totally get away with the game, that would suck. At least make the voting happen, and at least make the all-star team, so that you can solidify yourself as an all-star. If the game gets played, that's another question due to COVID. But if not,
yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that because I mean, obviously, with those players like Zach LaVine, JC. A lot of guys on the bubble trying to make it for the first time. It's a cool experience. So I see what you're saying. But obviously from LeBron's point of view, he's just he's 36. He's done this like 14, 15 times. So he doesn't really care about the festivities and whatnot. He's just trying to get number 5 and get his rest.
True.
But speaking of JC, it's been all over Twitter today, at least my feed. Trade rumors, this and that. The Hawks' willingness to trade the big guy. What's going on here, big guy?
Well, they've announced that they are shopping John Collins. I mean, he wants that max contract, and in his last year of the contract, they don't. It seems like they are not that interested in giving it to him. Like in the Miami Heat, they gave Bam Adebayo that contract without no words. Like, of course you're getting it, but he proved himself. That block. That finals run, the numbers that he puts on.
Exactly.
The team is run through Jimmy Butler, but Bam is that heart and soul of that team. But looking at John Collins, he's trying to prove to the Hawks that he's worth that amount of money, and he's trying to prove to the rest of the NBA that he's worth that money. And I think he's done a pretty good job considering the fact that he has a very ball-dominant point guard. Mm-hmm. John Collins could be a second, third scoring option. He's very offensive
on a winning team too.
On a winning team, any winning team you put him on he can fit in. But the Hawks just don't seem to be sold on John Collins.
I mean, the Hawks they're not the best run organization if you're looking from a history standpoint. They've never really been a consistently winning franchise. When I think of the Hawks, I think of like an 8 or 7 or 8 seed, a young feisty team that just doesn't have all the pieces. This team, they should be a lot better. They started the season great. They should be a lot better. I don't get why they'd be willing to trade JC. I mean, I would just give him, the check he wants because all he's done is been one of the best top 3, top 4 performers from that draft class.
Yep.
And a lot of you could call JC a diamond in the rough because he dropped to like 19. It was. So when you find something like that, you don't throw that away. You re-sign him to keep him in the culture. But them trading him, kind of makes me happy as well because he can get away from the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then we could, say he goes to playoff. We could see playoff JC if he goes to a winning team, which. It's kind of what we want, and if it's with the Heat, I think it'd be a great fit.
Now, what do you think the Hawks need going forward? I mean, they drafted a similar player to JC, and it's clear that JC doesn't play as a center. He's more of a power forward. So, and an offensively minded power forward. So, who do you think that they need going forward?
So, yeah, I mean, with trading for JC, if I'm the Hawks, I'm not really looking for draft picks because I have a bunch of young talent.
They're ready to
you want to make the playoffs now. So if you're trading a guy like JC who's second in your team in minutes and second in scoring, you need offense back, but you really need guys that can put the ball in the hole. If I'm trading the Heat, I would want someone like Duncan. If you can get Hero, that'd be great. You got to get one of those, Duncan or Hero. Because if you have Duncan, one of those with Trae Young is a nice backcourt already.
Would you say like a shooting guard to complement Trae Young in the backcourt?
I would say you need a shooting guard who can create on his own.
Right.
Because like Tyler Hero would be perfect because you need someone who Trae Young can, I guess, maybe just likes being ball dominant, but maybe just doesn't trust. other guys to create plays on that team. So, you probably want to bring in another guy who can, break down people one-on-one and finish, because that kind of seems to be what they're lacking. Just another, like, alpha on the court.
Yeah, no offense to Kevin Herter, who's a great player, great shooting guard, but he is a little bit injury prone, and I don't see him as that player to put them over the top, especially at shooting guard.
No, not at all.
No, but he's a great guy off the bench.
He's good, yeah.
So, I mean, shopping the market, there are a lot of good shooting guards out there. I mean, there's like specific teams where he could go. So
there's a couple teams I would want him to go to.
Okay.
The first being the Heat, obviously, a hometown team. Like, we want to see JC.
And you would have to give away Duncan Robinson, which he means a lot to the city of Miami. I mean, he was part of that finals run in the bubble, and he's proven that he's an elite shooter. Mm-hmm. An elite shooter.
But this is JC we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. And he's shooting 40% from three.
Yeah, so that'd be a great offer, giving Duncan Robinson and maybe,
With Bam and JC, that would be the best front court for this generation, this type of basketball that we're playing now. That would be like the perfect.
And two guys that were drafted right before each other.
Exactly.
That would be awesome. As a Heat fan, I would love that, and as a JC fan, I would love that. I would love that to happen. But realistically, knowing the Miami Heat and how stubborn they are and how they believe in Heat lifers, it's kind of hard to see happen.
Yeah, so, I was reading about it today, and a lot of it is Boston.
Boston, yeah.
Boston's always in every trade because they always rob someone like once every 3 to 4 years and amass a bunch of draft picks. So they always have the capital to pull off these blockbuster trades. So Boston, and they do have good young talent, like a guy like Marcus Smart you can ship off.
Right.
He seems like a Boston guy, a Celtics guy, but if you him and maybe a couple other guys, draft picks here and there for JC, you can make it happen.
Yeah, definitely Marcus Smart. That's the shooting guard that they're looking for. He's only 26 years old. He brings a lot of grit. Does Boston want to get rid of that grit? I mean,
probably
he's kind of
not.
like the heart of the team.
Yeah, I see. That's the thing.
But it also makes them bigger, and you can keep Tice at center, and you can have John Collins right there filling in at power forward. You still have Kemba, Jaylen Brown as shooting guard, and Jason Tatum.
Yeah. And I think he'd be a really good fit with those guys because, I mean, if you look at JC right now, he's averaging 18 and a half and like 8 this year. And most
I think it's
of that
more at this point. It's like 20,
past couple
20
games.
and 10.
Past couple games, he's been going off.
Yeah.
But if you look at what he's doing right now and look how he's doing it, it's mostly putbacks, alley oops, catch and shoots. Like no one really. They're not. That's probably what he's frustrated about. He doesn't get enough isolations, enough post feeds, this and that.
Yeah.
Going into that team, I think Brad Stevens could utilize him, maximize that potential, and he'd really blow up.
Yeah. Also, another team that I'm thinking of that he would fit pretty well in, or that they'd be able to pull off this trade, are the Houston Rockets.
The Rockets.
So Victor Oladipo is on his final year of his contract, right? If they ship Oladipo to the Hawks, that gives the Hawks a person who could put the ball in the basket, also pretty much a vet, like an older guy, ready to win now on the Hawks. If that doesn't ruffle your feathers, I don't know what does. Shout out Hawks.
That'd be interesting.
And then you'd put John Collins on the Rockets with Boogie Cousins, him and Christian Wood, center, power forward. That's another team.
They're too loaded in the front court there.
Well, you'd have to they'd probably ship off like Victor Oladipo and maybe a PJ Tucker because it is JC's his rookie contract, so they're gonna have to pay him good.
Yeah.
So you have to get rid of maybe like a PJ Tucker who seems to, I guess, want out. I mean, he does want out.
I mean, he kind of came in there with all the like the CP3 and like James Harden era, and now all those guys are gone. So he's like the last one standing.
And then you just throw Eric Gordon in place of.
You're throwing him in the Rockets.
Yeah, in place of Oladipo. And then now you have a legit starting lineup with John Wall. I mean, I'd feel comfortable with him on the Rockets.
A team I could see making a move is the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Like they're actually them and the Suns are the two teams I think he might actually be the best fit in.
Yeah, with CP3 there to the Wake Forest connect.
Yeah, with CP3, Devin Booker, and like they really need a solid 4-man in there with Jake Crowder holding down the forward. Solid player, great player in the Heat last year, but you need. I feel like he'd be a nice fit in Phoenix, but with the Cavs, the Cavs are having a decent year. Not great, but they got a nice young core with Colin Sexton and stuff. I could see him coming in there, and you get to ship off Kevin Love, who just wants out of Cleveland. Like Kevin Love. He's just wasting his good, like the remaining years he has left, wasted in Cleveland. So ship him out.
Definitely.
Bring him in with Trae Young, which is very solid. And
they do want that veteran experience in Atlanta. That's what they've been trying.
Exactly. Bring a champion like Kevin Love to the Atlanta Hawks. That puts you in instant playoff contention when you bring in someone of that stature. At least in the media's eyes. They should be in the playoff picture right now, but, they're not performing. And then with JC going to the Cavs, I think that definitely uplifts their young core and puts them, they're 10-16 right now. Like, that's nice actually team. Good. That's actually good for the Cavs, 10-16. But I do think if you get JC, then, like, you're in business. Right there, you got a good shot to make the playoffs.
What makes me scared is if he goes to a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are ready. I know, knock on wood, but they're ready to make a move because they can ship out.
They have talent to ship out, but they suck.
Malik Beasley.
How dare they? If the Hawks trade him to Minnesota, I'd sue.
That would be messed up.
But the thing is, he doesn't have to re-sign with them.
Probably not. No.
So they wouldn't trade for him because there's no way he re-signs with trash Minnesota.
There are so many options. Okay, how about this? Charlotte Hornets.
That'd be hype if you want to play it under MJ.
Because Charlotte Hornets, you can ship away like a Malik Monk, and they have a couple other players that they could ship over in the shooting guard type of position. So many options for JC.
I just hope, whatever happens, we get to see playoff JC in the building. That's what the fans want to see. And Trae Young, it seems like they have some beef. I mean, I have no idea, but they got if he stays in Atlanta, they got to figure that out, and he's got to pass the ball more. He's like a 2K guy who just he does this crazy stuff and hits threes, but it's just. Like, do I want to play with someone who just holds the ball, jacks up fadeaway threes all the time? No. You don't. It
could only take you so far.
I mean, yeah, it's one thing if you're winning and doing it, but if you're losing and doing it, then all right, something's got to change. We can't deal with this anymore.
Right, and I mean that's what he came into the league doing. He's a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal shooter. He has limitless range, Hall of Fame range extender, but. At the end of the day, this is what we expected from him. That's what he does. He never really showed anything other than his amazing shooting ability.
Yeah, and he drops dimes. He has high assist rate, but I don't know. I just see if he was more selective in his shots, I think he'd be way better, and it'd be better for the team because they got some good young talent on the Hawks. But I just don't feel like he's being utilized to their full potential because you're so Trae Young's so ball dominant. You see the Warriors. And the Warriors move the ball around. Steph Curry's the guy. He shoots up, probably as many shots as Trae Young, maybe more. But he gets his shots, a lot of times, if they bring it up in the half court, he's getting in within the offense. He's passing, cutting. They got backdoors. It's a good system in place. Definitely. With Atlanta, it's Trae Young cold, dribble, 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 pick and roll, dribble, dribble, dribble. You never see that in Golden State. You always see Curry, dude, going off a screen, backdoor cut, give and go, this and that.
Run to the corner off 2 screens, a double screen, get a couple cuts.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, that's not what they do, whether it's coaching or whether it's just Trae Young.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not sliding in Atlanta, and something needs to change.
Definitely.
And their rationale, I guess, is to trade JC. So, I don't really know how you get that. I mean, they just see someone they aren't willing to pay, and yeah.
That's what it seems like from our end.
It's disrespectful. But it is what it is. NBA basketball, and basketball, and we got the NCAA coming up. Like big stuff coming up this upcoming month.
The month of love.
It is the month of love.
Shout out Valentine's Day.
I will say though, before we move on to the Valentine's aspect of the show, because it is the Valentine's Day special, we probably should have alerted that earlier. We do want to give a shout out. Our personal friend and veteran big guy, 3-time champion, Jeremy Gannon.
Customer of the month as well.
Yeah. He I texted him the other day to notify him, but this is the first time we're publicly addressing this. Jay Gannon, customer of the month for Big Guy Sports Bar. First one to win it since 2017.
Wow.
We now welcome him onto the show.
Welcome in.
Big Guy.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome. How you doing? Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Now, we're going in the month of January when this place was kind of first established. What was your mindset? Were you aware of customer of the month, or what were your thoughts going in?
I was aware of customer of the month. I never thought that it would be me, but I just put in the work every single day, and day in, day out. I only focus on the next day. Never really thought about it, but I'm humbled and honored, must say.
Amazing here. Now,
wow.
You had a couple donations and slides here at Big Guy Sports Bar, ranging from the gym equipment to going heavy tennis slides, Big Guy's gym slides. What was your favorite slide in the month of January?
I thought my favorite slide was definitely the gym equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
what. You want to describe that, or do you?
You could go break down, how you got the equipment, I guess,
okay.
And what led you.
Well, I've had the equipment for a long time. I had it since my brother was. It's about 200 pounds of dumbbells and a barbell and a couple other things. But I had it for a long time, and I used it during quarantine, and now I can't use it because I don't want to keep putting it in and out because I just go to the gym. So I had to bring it here because I thought it would be better served at Big Guy Sports Bar as opposed to me. And I love giving more than receiving gifts.
Wow,
so, what a generous guy!
What a generous guy!
And it was the right thing to do.
For sure, I would agree. Your impact to the Big Guys community has been well received. We had big guys who haven't really entered the field of weight training to have used the equipment, such as Big Guy Chris.
Chris Blumetti came in, and he was back-to-back days. We hit chest try.
Guy that probably has never touched weights in his life.
Butterfly effect.
Got a chance to pump the good old iron. Get a nice pump on for Valentine's Day this month.
For all the viewers, we did offer free taxes last episode. This episode, we are offering a free gym membership at Big Guy's Gym. It's 24/7, 365.
It's a good one. Only if you subscribe. Subscribe.
Well, you can be a big guy and
resubscribe.
If you're a big guy and not subscribed to the podcast, what are you doing?
It is what it is.
True.
But Gannon, great month of January. Are you looking on to February? Or are you still basking in the glory of January?
No, I never bask. I don't have champagne in my eyes. I'm looking forward to the month of February, and I'm trying to put in the work every day. I come out, try to do my best, and if I win the award, then that's great. But I just try to be the best big guy I can possibly be.
Spoken like a true big guy.
And where would you rate his slide ability of the month of January from the scale from 1 to 10? Slide ability, 10 being the fattest of slides, 1 being skimp slides. What are you doing?
If you're customer of the month, this was the first time the award's been given out since 2017.
Inaugural.
When my Uncle Alex won the award for going hard at Big Guys. OG Big Guys. It was
How
for
hard
the
did it
Bengals.
go?
It was for the Bengals game. I think they were playing to get in the playoffs. And
Was that during the stadium seating era?
Stadium seating era, yeah. Wow. It's actually still over there, the picture. We got to get a new frame because the frame's kind of broke. But he's still repping in the Big Guys Hall of Fame over there.
That's big.
It's a big deal. Good luck in the months to come trying to win that award. And, we love having you here, Big Guy.
Appreciate that.
So slide ability 10.
Oh, slide ability. Probably 10 to win the award. You need a 10 for that month. It's hard to sustain over a year because, stuff happens, but
It's the House of Slides.
big ass sports bar.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of slides that go down.
There's a lot of sliding that takes place here.
In order to win the award, your slide has to stand out. And I think you have done that. So congratulations.
Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that.
Our runner-up was Nick Chioka. Nick, best of luck to you in the coming month. I'm sure you'll get it one of these times. But
What did he slide on?
he just had a bunch of miscellaneous slides. Like, he was consistently sliding throughout, the whole month of January. I won't go into. In fact, it was just, slide here, slide there, slide here. It was just overall sliding.
Okay.
Are you a little disappointed about it?
I'm a little disappointed. I mean, if I hope I landed third for D Wade, but in terms of slideability and consistent slides, I think I'm right up there with the best of them. I mean,
We're giving the award. We can't.
I heard some chatter that you were in the running.
Yeah. It was you, Nick, and Gann. We're our top three.
I'm glad Gannon got it. He definitely earned it. I mean, I probably couldn't top the whole gym slide, but I think that speaks numbers and the butterfly effect, as you said.
Butterfly effect.
That goes into it.
I mean, let's go down a rabbit hole a little bit. Let's go off on a tangent. What could be if there were to be a butterfly effect? Like, let's explore the possibilities. What if Chris just becomes the most shredded big guy? The biggest big guy.
Well, you easily could if you had big guys weight training program. It's very simple. We get gains in. We go protein shakes and eat while we play Madden or something, and it's a good process. It's all about eating, eating good. It's all about eating. We can dirty bulk if we want. But we're gonna grow up. We're gonna hit the gym, and then we're gonna go heavy post ups.
And with Chris, I think as he can do anything. He can literally just touch the weight and he'll make gains. So
that's true.
So his
we were making gains.
His slide potential.
He's gonna hit me back up because he hit it. We hit it twice.
I think you might have blown his back out. Pause. Like,
that's a heavy pause.
No, but like in terms of lifting,
we went hard. No, he was hard. Like, we hit fat back and back. We went hard, and he was ready to go the next day.
Did he show up?
We went chest the next day. Yeah. I can't. What fucked it up was I canceled.
Oh, you canceled on his slide?
Well, because I was not feeling the gym, and we were going with my parents for dinner, so I had to hit it quick, and I was already playing 2K with the squad, so I kind of was just like, all right, let's hit it tomorrow, and then we didn't hit it, and to be honest, like I have been like I hit it consistently with Chris coming more than I have without Chris coming. So
your gym.
If you're watching this, and I hit the gym again. It's been too long.
He doesn't go to the gym unless Chris is coming.
Come on, guys. It's a family show. All right, moving on. Again, you're a special guest, so fat or skimped segment of the podcast. I'm gonna give this one to you to start off. It's Valentine's Day. We're thinking about love. Thinking about reunions. D Rose reuniting with New York and his former coach. Fat or skimped?
Fat. I would say very fat. I think he's going to be a good role model to the rookies that they have there. I think Obi Toppin, Dayton Flyer. I think he's going to benefit a lot from it. I think the other guy, Emmanuel Quickly, I think is going to benefit a lot from it. So overall, I'd say very fat. Very fat.
Who the hell is Emmanuel Quickly?
I have no idea.
He's a rookie. He's a beast.
We're supposed to be a sports podcast. I have no idea.
I mean, they're the Knicks. These guys come and go.
They're not even NBA analysts.
I think, well, we don't have Nick here. If Nick was here, he's our NBA analyst. He'd be firing off.
We'll cut that.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly.
He's actually a beast.
What about RJ Barrett? What did they do with that? I think that's
he's playing all
right.
Yeah,
they just show that they don't trust them.
He's a small. They got him playing at like small forward.
I mean, he looks like
he's like 6'8".
Why can't he be Ben Simmons?
People don't tune in for our basketball knowledge, though.
No, I don't care about the Knicks. See, I think it's skimped.
The Knicks knowledge.
Because D Rose specifically asked the head coach of the Pistons. He's like, if you trade me, he's like, my legs. He was just honest with me. He's like, my legs don't have that many years left. Like, trade me to a play.
Well,
like
his
a
knees,
team that could,
more
yeah.
specifically.
I think he might have said his knees or legs. I don't know which one he said, but it was like,
it's his knees. Everybody knows.
Send me to give me a chance at the playoffs. Like, send me to a playoff contender.
They just
I get the Knicks right now are the 10th seed, 11-15. They're not going to the damn playoffs. completely disregard his wishes.
Well, what does he expect to do on a team that's going to the playoffs?
It's D Rose.
He doesn't have his legs. He just admitted it.
Bro, he doesn't have his legs, but he's still like.
He wants to come off the bench, so send him to the Lakers. That's his best chance.
Bro, he comes off the bench right now. He averages 14 points and 4 assists.
He's
sliding.
How many minutes?
Minutes per game. Let's do this. Stats.
Bring him to the Heat.
The Heat we're looking at him.
Sheesh. Playing with Jimmy Butler again?
He's averaging 22 minutes a game. That's a solid.
Half a game.
Yeah.
Just
solid for a bench player.
Okay.
14 points in 22 minutes.
I want him to go to a good team, so I think it's skimped.
That's the definition of solid, honestly.
Yeah.
All for a bench player?
14.
It's not going to wow you. It's not going to get you enough to.
14 is pretty
get on
actually
the starting
really
roster
good
unless
for the bench.
You could run the second
Unless you're on
team.
the Pistons.
That's
or
a
something.
solid 6 man. All right. Moving on. Wait, I was skimped. Were you fat?
I was skimmed.
Skimped. You're fat? You went fat?
Yeah, I went fat. Wait, you guys went skimmed?
Yeah.
You missed that whole thing?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
All right. Adil, this is the Valentine's Day special, so in a nutshell, Valentine's Day, fat or skimped?
Valentine's Day is always fat, let me tell you. Valentine's Day, it's a time where you can just smell the est in the air, you know? It's a time where where everyone's getting together, it's warm. Look, we have the dim lighting, the candle-lit podcast. It's a good time. You just throwing it down. Whatever happens, slidability's through the roof. As long as you put the effort into it on Valentine's Day. If you want to slide, you can slide. And there's just a lot of hole-in-ones to be gotten. So
Jesus, we're talking holes.
Golf.
Oh,
golf. Big guy
playing golf
every Saturday.
Every Saturday with the big guy. I beat my dad last
Slide
time.
Congratulations.
You probably beat him again since Valentine's Day weekend.
What does Valentine's Day have to do with it?
Fat
Holes.
slides.
We're just sliding all weekend.
Yeah. Slidability's through the roof during Valentine's Day.
All right. Any takes on fat or skimped?
I would say fat as well. I would tend to agree with the deal. I'm without going into too much detail, I must say that I'm batting 1,000 since being single.
Wow.
Okay, so what
Are you using any dating apps?
No, I'm not using dating apps.
And he's not even on a dating app. That's
all right,
pretty surprising.
last one as the Valentine's Day special. We are, with the Dogecoin episode, we did, come through as we care about stocks.
It's not stock.
Bumble's stock, they just went public.
No
through the
way.
roof. Yeah. They're actually going to the moon. They're leaving Dogecoin in the dust. Bumble's stock. Are we buying? Is it fat or is it skimped?
I can't really speak to the stocks, but my peers seem to have a lot of success on Bumble, so I'd say fat.
I'd say fat skimped.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
the rare fat skimped in the fat skimp section.
Yeah. Let's break this down. So in terms of the app itself, wonderful app. The ladies shoot their shot first, and the guys have to counter that and put the ball back into their court. It's a little game of basketball. But in terms of the stock, so Bumble sponsors the LA Clippers. It's on their jersey, so that's really good for their presence in the media. Also, they have a lot of competitors, so they're dealing with Tinder, they're dealing with Hinge, they're dealing with a lot of other apps and so they don't really corner the market as much, but they're also the first app to go public.
Really?
So I don't think Tinder or Hinge has a stock, and Bumble is really good at media, playing the media in their PR. So I don't know if I would buy into it just yet, but it could have the potential to blow up if it becomes the number one dating app, which probably
I don't know. With it going public, I think it has a chance to overtake those other apps.
If it hasn't already.
Yeah.
I mean, slidability shows that it's the most successful.
All right.
Anecdotal evidence.
Yes.
All right.
Indeed.
So, I mean, Bumble, I would buy it just because why not? We buy. We go to the moon. And, it's kind of the way to go these days. Just buy. Fat skimped.
On what?
Oh, you already talked about
I already gave my.
But also, like, he went fat. Most people don't buy anything on Bumble. Like, if you're gonna pay for Bumble, you're paying for like unlimited swipes.
Well,
or
it's
like
ad revenue. They have ads, don't they?
Yeah, they have ads from time to time.
I just swipe through those things. Just gotta hammer through the ads.
You're getting good value out of that thing. You're not even.
Yeah, no, you don't pay for these apps. I mean, you're a simp if you do that. So why would you pay?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we gotta see their net profit first, and then we can make a decision.
All right. I mean, that's all I had for Fat or Skimped. It's Friday at 7:02. What's the game plan for the rest of the day, gentlemen?
I don't think we have a game plan. I think we're gonna play it by ear. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I definitely want to play it by ear. I
We'll
feel
discuss.
like there's a lot of momentum coming out of this podcast.
Make
It's
some
short
calls.
and sweet. Make some
You
calls.
guys seem like you want to talk to some girls really bad. With
No?
the Valentine's Day special and all.
I mean, what do you want to do?
Love is in the air. Love
You
is
wanna
in
talk
the
Love
to
is in
some-
the air.
Yeah.
Love is in the air.
To our fans and subscribers, thank you for joining us on this day. Any last words?
I appreciate every single one of you. Just remember to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for the next podcast, feel free to comment. Congratulations on the award.
Yeah. Congrats, big guy.
Appreciate
Thanks
that.
for joining us today.
Anytime.
Until next time, big guys.